We've got a second proclamation here this evening, and this is one kind of a little bit of a movement going on in the city of Bloomington, and one of the good things that's happened. And I'll read the proclamation, and I'm going to call two ladies up who I know will speak a little bit to the program and all that's going on in the city and kind of what they've done in their role with it. So the proclamation reads, Community Garden Day, which is August 11th, 2012, whereas there are two city-sponsored community garden plots in Bloomington at Smith Park and Harrison Park, providing opportunities to more than 82 community gardeners. And whereas there are additional community gardens located at Cedar Crest Church, Christ the King Lutheran Church, St. Stephen's Church, Blooming Glen Townhomes, and St. Mark's United Church of Christ, offering opportunities for an additional 65 community gardeners. And whereas the garden sponsored by the statewide health improvement program donated over 1 ton of food to Veep and other local food shelves in Bloomington in 2011. And whereas the city of Bloomington is participating in a collaboration among the cities of Bloomington, Edina, and Richfield, and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Minnesota to improve the health of our communities. And whereas community gardens build community by crossing cultural and socioeconomic divides by providing cross-cultural and intergenerational opportunities for neighbors to meet and work together by providing access to nutritionally rich and culturally appropriate foods that may otherwise be unavailable to residents, and by providing horticultural therapy and exercise, helping to draw people out of their homes and get active. And whereas community gardens combat inactivity, unhealthy eating habits, and social isolation, thereby reducing the risk of diabetes and obesity. And whereas community gardens educate neighbors about land stewardship, providing an informal classroom for children and adults to learn skills caring for the natural environment, and provide a more livable environment in Bloomington, and present a positive local image to a community's residents and visitors. And whereas Community Garden Day will take place in the Twin Cities metro area on August 11th, giving residents an opportunity to learn about community gardening and visit gardens in the area. Now therefore, I, Gene Winstead, Mayor of the City of Bloomington, Minnesota, do hereby proclaim August 11th, 2012 as Community Garden Day in the City of Bloomington to recognize the role community gardens play in making our city more livable, active, resilient, and healthy. And it's dated the 6th day of August, 2012. At this time, I'd like to kind of call forward two of our community gardeners that I can make the presentation of this proclamation to. Ann Shields and Michelle Thorson are here, and they have taken on somewhat of a celebrity status now. They did make our Bloomington briefing paper here, and there's a great story in there, but I know Michelle, you've never been shy, and I know you're willing to have a comment or two coming forth and what you'd like to add to what's going on as far as community gardening in our community and what you've done. So,
thank you, Mayor and Council, for having us. This is our second year sharing garden space over at Harrison, which is just a block south from here. You're very welcome to come to the open house on Saturday morning, 9 to 11. And I brought my partner in crime, Ann Shields, and I do say crime because I think if you hadn't created this second community garden here, we were going to become guerrilla gardeners and do it anyway. But Ann is very accustomed to microphone time, and she and I have been gardening for years. Would you like to say a few things?
Sure. Yeah, Michelle and I met through our church congregation, and we worked with Boy Scouts and parishioners to pull together our collective gardening skills and plants and beautify that space. And then we moved on to the larger community, became aware of Gardening Matters, a local Twin Cities organization that was promoting gardens in the cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. And we said, well, why can't Bloomington do something like this? So we explored some avenues, and we were just really thrilled in 2011 when the Harrison Park Garden opened up, and that's kind of halfway between our two homes. And so we got adjacent plots and have been kind of pushing it along at this point.
We've got a little flyer here regarding Community Garden Day. Let me put this up, and we can get the overhead. It will then be shown over the television as well as for those in the audience.
Yeah, well, Michelle and I are going to see what we can come up with for recipes from our garden, and if not, we'll have cookies and lemonade.
And do you have the title of the blog spot?
And the blog spot is www.bloomingtoncommunitygardens. I can't remember. Anyway, it's Blogspot. So Sorry about that. I have it on my favorites. It is available. I don't know whether it's on this flyer or not, but anyway, we have really enjoyed it, and we've enjoyed meeting our neighbors there, and we would like to see this continue to grow as gardens do, and so that more people can have the opportunity to learn, hopefully reach out to new residents and young people who are living in apartments and whatever, and give everybody the joy of gardening. So,
Great.
thank
Well,
you.
thank
And
Thank you.
Can we make
you
this
like our
presentation?
basil corsages?
Unique,
Yeah.
let's say, the basil
And we smell
corsages.
good, too.
And you smell good too, so
Yeah.
I could, the proclamation.
Thank you
and
so
thank
much.
you, ladies.
Thank you.
for that.
It's really the community gardens. It's great to see them spread throughout the community, really, to a lot of the places of faith, the churches, as well as the schools. Some of the elementary schools have also fired up some community gardens that they're going to be using them as education tools really into the fall now once school starts up again. So it's good to see. There's some momentum, and it's happening in the city of Bloomington, so that's great.